In this video, we're going to show you a little bit of background to the nose droop on the Concorde 101 pre-production model at Duxford, owned by Duxford Aviation Society, a partner of the Imperial War Museum, and restored by our own engineers and a specialist group called Heritage Concorde. We'll start by showing you the sort of pre-flight checks and then do the actual nose droop from the cockpit. So firstly, our engineer, Simon today running it, has to do some checks on ground. You'll see him starting those now. He then has to get the hydraulics running. The nose is hydraulically operated, although actuated electrically. Here you see he's just started up the hydraulic pump to provide the pressure. Pump was provided by a group called Hydraulics Online. Thanks very much to them. Simon now heads into the cockpit to do the electrical checks. More than 1,000 circuit breakers on this Concorde. He has to make sure that only the ones that are related to the nose droop are in. Once he's done that, he can activate the aircraft buzz bars, providing power into the cockpit. And then once in the pilot seat, a few more checks, including here you see him checking that the undercarriage is locked, not that it should move. So now on to, before we go, putting the navigation and anti-collision lights on in the overhead panel. And he now, using the control, drops the visor or heat shield. And you see it going down there. It retracts partially into the nose, and it now gives the pilots a clear view forward to a degree, but they still can't see to taxi or take off, so the nose for that is lowered to 5 degrees. Same control there, electrically actuated, hydraulically powered. You see the nose going down to 5 degrees. The pilot gets indicators in the cockpit that it's safe to select the next position, so on this one the nose goes all the way down to 17.5 degrees. This was a pre-production model where they were testing all sorts of things, including the nose droop, and this has the droopiest nose of all. When the production Concordes came along for Air France and British Airways, they actually had another position, 12.5 degrees nose droop, and Simon there just actuated the ancillary control that moves this nose to 12.5 degrees, the airline position. So that's the position you would have seen for a Concorde coming into land. Since we're coming to land, Simon is turning the landing lights and taxi lights on in the overhead panel. Outside you'll see the taxi lights have come on straight away, they're flush with the fuselage. The landing lights though are retracted into the fuselage during flight to give you a nice clean shape, so they are beginning to motor down. Once fully down they will come on. If we go and take a closer look at them, you'll see them and hear them coming down. And now if we go back up the front, you'll see that's what Concorde looks like just as she's about to land. So now we'll get her back to her aerodynamic position. So we going to put the nose up, but first it has to go back down to that 17.5 position. So you saw Simon use that auxiliary control to move it back down to the position this Concorde was built for. And that's the nose movement device. And you see the little indicators to the left. We'll see them again in a minute, that indicate the nose or the visor is moving, and you should not move or select another step in that control. So up it goes, and when it gets to the correct position, in this case it's going up to 5 degrees. Once it gets to the 5 degree position, the pilot will get a signal that he can now select the next stage. So if we go back in the cockpit, you'll see those left-hand lights go out and the green one comes on to show the locks in. Now the pilot can select 0 degrees, bringing the nose up into its straight ahead position. And you'll possibly hear it lock, but the pilot on the deck gets the green light to go ahead, and then he can select the visor to fully up. And that's it, folks. That concludes our quick look around how the nose droop works on Concorde. Thank you.